Welcome back. I'm here and I'm Decimo Primo. And the anime I wanted to talk about today is Tonikawa, Over the Moon for You. Now, first things first, it's seems like it's very much slice of life romance anime. If it's not for you, completely understand. But there is something that continuously drives me back to this anime over and over again and makes me excited for every episode that's come out thus far. What you have is you have a very talented main character, very smart main character who like decides that he's going to marry this woman. Now, it's not odd for a character to decide that they're going to marry a woman. That's, or a person or whatever. That's not what I'm counting as odd. It's the circumstances that go about him deciding to marry this woman. Now, you may think the title is odd, like Over the Moon for You, or just appealing to Over the Moon for You because, there's very famous lines from old movies which involve the moon. Like, for instance, It's a Wonderful Life, right? It's a movie that I think almost everyone around the world has seen at least once. And in there, George Bailey says that he is going to lasso the moon for the woman that he loves. So, and we even have nursery rhymes, the cow jumping over the moon. Things in which the moon is constantly used in exaggerations to express the caring for an individual. So, Over the Moon for You can clearly state that. Now, its deeper meaning you quickly discover in the first episode of the anime. Now, when they talk about, actually not they, but the character talks about exactly how they feel when this person leaves and goes into such vivid detail, you truly understand how they got the title that they did. Now, on to the points that really intrigue me about this anime. The main character's random shows of affection. I mean, anyone who's in a relationship, each relationship is different. You have different things behind different meanings, and there's little random things you may do which seem like nothing to the average person, but to you and your romantic partner, they mean something drastically more. And this anime captures those moments perfectly. Not only that, but it clearly captures the cluelessness perfectly. How one doesn't truly understand the other, and it takes a lot of communication and work in order to figure it out. Now, with all of that in mind, and yes, granted, they're only at like the fourth episode, they haven't gone too deep in how they learn to communicate. But what they have clearly established is that the barriers that we have between each other, they're easily gotten rid of for those that we care about. Because we put in that extra work and that extra effort. They're always slightly on the forefront of our mind, and we constantly think about them. And we wonder if there's certain things that we can do for them. Now, what truly makes the main character unique in that aspect is that, for me, for instance, whenever I care about someone, I may think of an action or want to do something for them, but something in my mind kind of puts up a roadblock and says, hold on, this may not be necessary, or it may be too much, or they may take it a different way, or it may be a million things of maybes. Like, all of these maybes come through my head. And the main character just has the ability to eliminate all of the maybes. All of them. And just does what he feels is going to take the relationship further into where he wants it to be. He does not want to be separated from his partner. She doesn't want to be separated from him. But the way that they're able to overcome the obstacles that I would call the human condition are quite amazing. The uncertainties that we have, the self-loathing feelings that we have, they're all not talked about, but shown in the truest condition I possibly can think of. They have random conversations about random everyday things that we would have. But what makes it so enjoyable to watch is that you see a point of, like, you literally see what goes through a guy's head, I would say. And they literally show it on screen, and how we get our logic to what points we think we're going towards. It's amazing how we connect dots. You may have 1 through 100 and you think it have it mapped out, but all of a sudden what comes after 1 is 5, not 2. So we come out with a completely different picture. So it truly shows how when one party thinks they're communicating very effectively and efficiently, going from point A to point B to point C to point D, the other party then hears the story and now thinks A comes first, but D may come second. B may come after that. Or they get to a completely different conclusion or a different reality altogether where you had not even fathomed. And to me, nothing screams that closer to an actual relationship than this anime at this point. Because constantly in those moments, you think you figured it out, and then something else happens, and then you're in a completely different area. For that reason, I highly suggest checking out this anime. I'm Decimo Primo. Thanks for tuning in, and I'm out.